fans in good humour and good voice mixing together, but just one side can make further progress this afternoon. And when Richard Duckingfield spoke to both coaches, Leeds Doug Lawton and Saints Eric Hughes, both of them had plenty of respect for the opposition.
Yeah, make no mistakes about it. Saints is a very good side. I mean, they proved it last year, and they've been unlucky with injuries, but then so was I early on in the season. So they're coming back to strength. We're at strength. Promises to be an excellent game.
What do you think of the weaknesses, if any, in the Leeds side that might give you the advantage?
Well, like you say, you couldn't really point to one weakness and say that is a particular area. It ought to be foolish to say so now. But we do feel that there's certain players in every side that handle pressure, and there's certain players who perhaps don't handle pressure as well. And we feel Leeds run hot or cold, and we feel that if we can manage to put a bit of pressure on them in certain areas, they too can come up with some mistakes. But we have got to be at our very best.
I'm hoping our pack can outplay theirs. They have a lot of pace in the backs. We have, I think, maybe at half back we might just have to pull.
Leeds are a class side. We've got our hands full, but I'm equally confident that if we perform to the best of our ability, we can do it on the day. We have some ability ourselves.
Central Park has proved a happy hunting ground for St Helens, semi-final winners here over Lee and Widnes twice in 87, 89 and 91. For Leeds, just 2 semi-finals in the past 8 years, and I'm afraid 2 losses, one to Hull KR and that 39-4 humiliation by Widnes last season. And just 8 meetings between the two sides in the Challenge Cup, and all squared at the moment with 4 wins apiece. Beautiful day here at Central Park. St Helens coach Eric Hughes feels a fast attacking backline, plenty of pace on the wings. Alan Hunt happily recovered from a niggling knee injury, and the Welshman Anthony Sullivan, he'll be a big danger on the flanks. But Kiwi prop George Mann, he represents a huge gamble for Saints. He's only had 40 minutes rugby in 3 months. Much will depend on second row Chris Joynt, 13 tries this season, always capable of 1 or 2. Leeds coach Doug Lawton insists he has the best Leeds team in his 3-year reign. His Kiwi connection in midfield could cause a lot of damage. Former Wigan star Kevin Iro, he's no stranger to Central Park. Craig Innes has emerged as a creative centre since his conversion from rugby union. St Helens 5 times cup winners, but last won 18 years ago, but still tremendous support for them. There is George Mann with that knee problem. Phil Vivers and John Harrison on the bench cheer a party, the Kiwi. And Leeds, will they at last fulfil themselves? Ellery Hanley, the man with all the cup experience, played at Wembley on many an occasion. Alan Tate, semi-final loser on 3 occasions. Kevin Iro, the big powerful centre. Jim Fallon, the ex-Bath Rugby Union wingman. A nervous day for Leeds. They've spent millions in the past 2 or 3 seasons for success, and yet to attain it. Two skippers, Ellery Hanley celebrating his 33rd birthday tomorrow, eager to lift a trophy as he comes to the end of his 3-year contract. And Shane Cooper, not the fastest of players, but one with the most nimble of rugby brains. 47 years old, John Holsworth, twice a Challenge Cup final referee, and in the middle for every conceivable cup, championship, premiership and test match imaginable in 14 seasons. Ideal conditions here, Joe, isn't it?
It is, Ray. Today's a perfect day. All the ingredients, not only for the weather, but all the players as well.
Alan Hunt, sure to be a big danger, and the Wigan players, Kelvin Skerritt, Jason Robinson, Neil Cowie, and St Helens' Kevin Ward there amongst them. Just looking to see who will face Wigan at Wembley. Will it be Leeds in blue and yellow, or St Helens here in red and white? Shane Cooper and Ellery Hanley with the formalities, and the young Leeds mascot receiving the 50p piece for his troubles. No real advantage here, I think, at the kick-off. Very little wind about here at Central Park. Just the sunshine and the second Silk Cut Challenge Cup semi-final, St Helens and Leeds. Joe, lots of people have been asking me this morning, who did I fancy? They've been asking you, and it's been very difficult, hasn't it?
It's hard one to predict. Both teams can play attractive football and usually do so. I think the conditions are ideal and we should have a high-scoring game, but one that's very, very hard to tell which way it'll go.
Leeds get the match underway. And firecrackers in the stand already going off to celebrate the start. Shane Cooper sensibly just edging away with that ball. St Helens in defence here. Tierra Party. Powerful Kiwi standoff normally, playing in the centre here today. George Mann. Notice that heavy strapping on his left knee, the cruciate knee ligament damage. Good kick there by Tommy Martin, obviously pushing St Helens back down deep in that Leeds half. Leeds under pressure, Jim Fallon. Big powerful runner, this number 2, Joe.
He's come on tremendously in the game. He's got the strength. He's a very difficult man to stop, especially near their own line.
Mr. Holsworth already having a word with Andy Dannett, just to keep the hands down. Penalty to Leeds. We were promised a very tough game up front, and I'm sure we'll get one. Andy Dannett, St Helens prop. And Leeds using this big pack. Leeds coach Doug Lawton assembled a very tough, rough pack. Schofield moving it out there. Good burst already there from Richie Ayres. Leeds on the attack. Gary Mercer gets the ball to Innis. Good tackle there by St Helens. Good cover here. But this is a good start by the Yorkshireman. Schofield, the long pass to Alan Tate. They've got an overlap out here. Jim Fallon. Well, I think, Joe, no real need to use the long pass there, was there?
I think really needed somebody to straighten up the play there, rather than throw the two long balls out to the wing. If one of the centres or maybe second row out wider would have come in towards the play, it would have made the job easier for their outside backs.
What a chance for the youngster. Graham Holroyd after that high tackle.
As Fallon here went in and Anthony Sullivan goes a little bit high above the collar in an attempt to stop him, results in a penalty.
A testing time for this youngster, one of 7 teenage apprentices under a government scheme at Leeds. During the week, this lad is cleaning the dressing rooms out, he's cleaning the boots, and here on a Saturday afternoon he's trying to boot Leeds to Wembley. Former Siddle amateur player, and now Great Britain under 21. So big future in the game. An important kick for Holroyd. Out on that touchline. But he strokes it round and it's 2 points. So Saints in discipline, giving those Leeds fans some hope. Tremendous atmosphere on the Kop there for Leeds. 2 points to 0 for the Yorkshireman.
Magnificent start there. Great kick to put Leeds 2 points ahead, and the start exactly what Dougie Lawton would have wanted from his team.
Yourself, Joe, as an ex-goal kicker, a kick like that, confidence, isn't it?
It is. It was a very difficult kick from the touchline. You know, he could have sliced it. Anything could have happened, but as it happened, he hit it sweetly, straight between the middle of the post, and a great confidence booster for him.
Leeds switching the ball, but Ellery Hanley coming away with it. Ellery Hanley coming to the end of a 3-year contract at Headingley, has yet to lift a major piece of silverware. But these Leeds forwards in the early stages causing a few problems. Harvey Howard, £110,000 buy from Witness early this season, number 10 for Leeds. And Gary Schofield keeping them moving forward. David Lyon. Complete there with the cycle shorts, has had problems with groin strain, taking that kick from Schofield. Gannett, former Hull prop. Dwyer using that short side and coming away very well. Bernard Dwyer in the Great Britain squad this season, a lively hooker around the play the ball situation. We can look for him there, Chris Joint, and we can look for him there too, Joe, can't we? Out wide where he picks up tries.
He does. He's got a lot of tries this way this season. Runs out wide towards the smaller backs in the centre positions.
Well, Andy Dannett with the kick there, Joe, and I don't think for 1 minute Andy Dannett was designed for that kick.
No, I'm sure he hasn't trained to do that job. It just fell to him on the last tackle there to get rid of it, and he put an over-strength kick in, which went dead.
Gary Mercer. Was a fitness doubt about this Leeds number 11 earlier in the week, but cleared. Neil Harmon, one of 3 St Helens born players in the Leeds pack. Neil Harmon and Henry Hanley. He looks in fine form, still as strong as ever. Very powerful upper body strength, Hanley. Howard. Lost the ball, but referee Holsworth adjudging that it went behind. Schofield with the high kick. There is no wind. Lyons underneath it, takes it well. And gains valuable ground. But Henry Hanley certainly started the game well, Joe.
The whole Leeds team have for myself, Ray. They look sharp, they look keen, they look very, very anxious to get the ball and run hard.
St Helens desperate to get back in this game now. Shane Cooper, the midfield distributor at number 13. Gannett. Saints turn now to charge in. A good powerful run there by Andy Gannett. 16 stones. And a penalty for lying down in the tackle. Gary Mercer holding down at the tackle. So
the problem caused here with Andy Dannett's strong run, making defenders chase back on him, and in the end put the pressure on. They had to hold him down, and the penalty resulted in the kick to touch.
St Helens first attacking position. That was a good kick, and Georgie Mann with his first run, he's testing that knee. Saints on the attack, and offside. Offside against Leeds. All offside, says Mr. Holsworth. he's certainly not backward at coming forward. So St Helens with a chance to equalise. And Paul Loughlin to take the shot.
You can't really see there from the replay, but the Leeds team, due to the quick play of the balls that the St Helens team had put on, had rushed up to try and defend against that strong running.
Paul Loughlin with what should not be too difficult to kick for him, but he misses it. Oh, he misses it. Well, Paul Loughlin would normally backheel those over, but plenty of nerves about. Big crowd, big occasion, and anything can happen to a kicker. So Leeds stay in the lead, 2 points to 0. George Mann, a powerful Kiwi prop. Ryan. Paul Loughlin, after that missed kick, he'll want to retrieve himself very, very quickly.
You mentioned, Ray, that he normally kicks these easily. He just pulled that one slightly to the left. There was no score resulting from it, though.
But St Helens still coming back here now. Dwyer again, once again, coming away from that acting half-back position. Griffiths. Well, attempting to put in the high one in, but he's hooked it straight to Jim Fallon. And George Mann comes up with the ball. Now then, decision awaited from Mr. Holsworth. He stopped the clock.
Jim Fallon takes this ball very well. George Mann's there with a hard, firm tackle. Might have been slightly high. It looks like Fallon was knocked unconscious there, loses the ball.
The referee just consulting the touch judge. And Mr. Holsworth judging that there was a knock-on, that Jim Fallon had just fallen awkwardly. I think the impact of the tackle, Joe, actually knocked that ball from Fallon, but he does look very, very groggy. He's taken a heavy knock, hasn't he?
He has. A few of his senses are rattled there. He lost that ball. He'd taken it well from the kick, and then with the resulting firmness of the tackle, just lost control of the ball.
He's certainly, as we can see, a very big, strong, powerful man, but he looks very groggy as he's being helped off here. He'll definitely not want to come off, but very, very weak on his feet. And Jason Donoghue, on loan from Lee for Leeds, looking to get himself signed on at the end of the season. He comes on, and no doubt he'll move to half-back. Let's hope that Jim Fallon recovers quickly. And just noticeable difference there in the pack weights. Martin bringing Rapati inside. Saints on the attack. Pickavance driving in now. Seemed to have been spurred on after that tackle to Fallon. Always difficult for a side like Leeds to have to reorganise so early in this match. Saints trying to take advantage of it, swinging it towards that wing. Griffiths to Mann. 8 metres now from the Leeds line. Joint, he's got Lachlan out there. Oh, well, it was a difficult pass. It was worth the effort. Anthony Sullivan just couldn't get it up. Martin, the high ball. It's dead. Saints did well there, Joe, to attack that wing which Fallon had just left.
Yes, that was obviously the ploy, but Leeds did very well to defend it as well.
Mercer, how much do you think Leeds will lose, Joe, by having to move the youngster Holroyd to the right wing? I mean, he's been instrumental in their midfield play this season.
He has. He's been an organiser, and it's a move that Dougie wouldn't have wanted to happen so early in the game. You know, you always expect that you'll have to make substitutions, but so early will be crucial for the Leeds team, and they'll really have to reorganise themselves now.
One of the blessings for the Leeds side, though, is that this man here, Gary Schofield, can slot back to stand off as easily as anybody. David Lyon.
And the news from the Leeds bench about Jim Fallon is he took the full weight of George Mann in that tackle. He's groggy, he's dazed, not sure where he is, but he's all right. They're going to give him 10 minutes, and hopefully they want to put him back on in 10 minutes because they don't want to keep Holroyd out on the wing. They want him in where the action is in the middle of the field.
Andy Dannett trying to get Anthony Sullivan moving, but a good tackle there by Holroyd. He's certainly got plenty of speed, and just checking there whether it's concussion or just dazed. Cooper switches it back inside to Tommy Martin. Martin, good pass, keeps them all moving. Lachlan now then. Oh, he's cut back inside, but he's tall, he's powerful, he's Paul Lachlan. Good tackle there by Alan Tate. But St Helens still on the attack. Switch it to the left. This Joint. And that's a good tackle. On the 6th tackle and a handover. St Helens forgetting themselves there, Joe.
They made an excellent break there. The last tackle, though, maybe they should put the ball onto the boot and push it through towards the goal line.
Leeds, I think, will be quite content just to hold this ball while they reorganise that midfield. Gary Mercer. Guinness helping the pack. And Ellery Hanley setting the example for the pack. Oh, and a good pass out of the tackle. Tate to Kevin Iro. Richiers. Well, Leeds on the fifth tackle, getting themselves tied up a little bit, but Holroyd with a long one, straight to Alan Hunt. Pickavance has a little burst of speed. This Ian Pickavance started out life as a wingman, now in the second row. Griffiths to Mann. Saints coach Eric Hughes was telling me midweek he wanted a good half hour at the start from George Mann. Cooper to Loughlin. Saints attacking down that left wing. Mann. Chris Joint. Back to Tommy Martin. A wide kick picked up by youngster Francis Cummins. Another of the good crop of teenage talent at Headingley. And Alan Tate, very experienced former Scottish player, following in the footsteps of Drew Turnbull and Ronnie Cowan at Headingley. Harmon. Mercer. Well, running sideways, but at least he's opened up play. Innes just can't get away, just can't make that break there. Good tackle by Rapati. Still Leeds in possession. Ellery Hanley. Ooh, that was a risky pass. Well taken by Harmon. Both teams, Joe, being forced to kick out of defence.
Yes, it's been a fast start though by both teams. They've both had a couple of breaks each. Obviously Leeds have had the 2 points with the penalty, but both teams have started excellently in my opinion.
And David Lyon kicking on the first tackle there.
Yeah, unusual really. You'd think that in the semi-final especially, you want to keep hold of the ball and try and wear the opposition down a little bit, but St Helens are a team that are capable of anything really.
Both coaches took these sides away for a pre-cup tonic. Leeds enjoyed the spa baths at Harrogate, and St Helens went cross-country running in Delamere Forest. There's Kevin Iro doing a spot of running down on that right touchline. Holroyd, Donahue. Hanley again, oh, making good ground there from the acting half-back. Dummying with the kick. Iro, not a knock-on surely, it came off his knees. Big, powerful man, this Iro, rather like the Australian captain Mal Meninga, who's possibly coming back to St Helens next season. Oh, and a good run here from Harvey Howard. Back to one tackle. Schofield, the dummy, he's heading for the post. Oh, he's just held up over that line. Good tackle there by David Lyon. But still Leeds piling on the pressure. The short pass, and Leeds are over. Richiers under the post. Obviously a well-worked move. The slip inside, and second row there, Richiers. £110,000 buy in August from Widnes. Well, he's repaid a huge slice of that. 5 tries this season, not more important than this.
It was desperation stuff here from Dave Lyon. A great tackle on his own line, managed to pull Gary Schofield back into the field of play. And then from the resulting play of the ball, the little switch inside, Richard Irves dives for the gap. 4 points.
Yes, it's a good, obviously, I think a work move as he comes inside there. head down, no stopping him. Well, I hesitate to say in an atmosphere like this, a simple conversion for Graham Holroyd. He's kicked one from the touchline, and there's his second from beneath the post. So, the perfect start for Leeds, 8 points to 0.
Scofield gets tackled here on the line on the replay. We see again Dave Lyon pulling him back into the field of play. Gets to his feet quickly and plays the ball. And then from the acting half-back, turned inside, and Richie Hurst attacks the gap that Scofield has left.
Back into action. Leeds. James Lowe's directing operations there at the acting halfback. Donahue appealing to the referee for a quick play of the ball. Neil Harmon. This big Leeds pack causing some problems up front for St Helens. One of the reasons why coach Eric Hughes took a gamble with George Mann was to try to match pound by pound. Ricochet picked up well by Jonathan Griffiths. Alan Hunt helping out in the middle.
Quite even there on the possession and the territorial advantage. But it's Leeds who have the points on the board at this time.
Significant to see there that Kevin Iro has now moved out onto the wing with Holroyd in the centre. A tactical switch by Leeds, but Saints still in possession. Pickavance. A speedy second row. If he gets half a chance, this former Swinton second row, he certainly can run. Saints attacking down that left wing again. Tommy Martin, a little chip kick, it's dangerous, picked up well by Alan Tate. And Saints appealing for tackle behind the line and a drop out, but no, says Mr Holsworth. And a penalty. A penalty for delaying the play of the ball, says the referee from Kippax. So, a chance for St Helens. Rather a controversial decision, that, from Mr Holsworth, Joe.
It was, especially on the line there. Alan Tate had done excellent to retrieve the ball from the little kick through, but the penalty was given for dummying the play of the ball, trying to force the St Helens mark to jump offside.
And St Helens changing the kicker, Tommy Martin.
You can see Alan Tate several times goes to play the ball, trying to pull Shane Cooper offside, and that's what caused the penalty. I think though, Ray, St Helens would be a lot better to put the ball in the air. With this strong sunlight, you can see by the shadows on the field, Alan Tate will be pleased that they're putting little kicks along the ground. It's much easier to retrieve and catch balls than not in the sunshine.
Tommy Martin, former Oldham halfback, looking to improve upon Paul Loughlin's missed kick earlier. Martin from the 20-metre line, but again he goes wide, and will St Helens rue these two misses? Still the same score, Leeds 8, St Helens 0. David Lyon. Lyon, the son of Jeff Lyon, who performed so well in the 60s for Wigan here on this ground. George Mann. Saints looking for a dash down the left there from that speedy prop. Cooper. Trying to switch play. Good run by Shane Cooper. Just lacked the support there at the vital stages. But Saints moving it quickly now. Martin to Griffiths, to Loughlin. Loughlin, oh, he's got Rapati with him on this side. Alan Hunt's just lost his footing. Rapati, Griffiths, Martin. The switch. Have they bottle pick Evans up? I think they have. But still he gets it away. Dwyer, Saints still on the attack. Griffiths, this is good rugby now. Joint. He's got Anthony Sullivan outside with Iro, but a good tackle there by Kevin Iro. Tremendous effort here from St Helens. They're putting everything into the game at the moment. Oh, good dummy by Martin. He's going for that line and he'll score. Oh, brilliant solo try by Tommy Martin. He completely fooled the Leeds side. He had only Alan Tate to beat, the neatest of sidesteps, and Tommy Martin was in for his 7th of the season. Wonderful effort.
A great solo try. Tommy Martin dummies the kick. The Leeds defence just hold off a little bit, and a little sidestep at the end to go around Alan Tate. Great try. That's a great solo try, and just what St Helens needed to bring them right back into the game.
The dummy kick, Joe, reminded me of that Jonathan Davies try earlier in the season.
He might have watched the same thing himself on tape. It was well worked, though. Completely foxed the Leeds defence. They all thought he was going to put the bomb up.
And here we see the confidence of the lad. The dummy kick completely fools those two forwards, and the full-back has no chance with the sidestep. Although he does get her to the leg. And Martin with the attempt at the conversion. It's a good one. It's 2 points for St Helens. The fight back. St Helens fans in much better heart now at that score. 8-6 to Leeds.
You see from the overhead shot here, when Tommy Martin gets the ball, there isn't really anything on. He throws the dummy kick, and there's Ellery Hanley left, and stepped inside him, and then steps back inside Alan Tate to go over the line. It was a great solo try.
And John Harrison, the big, powerful number 15 substitute.
And the news from the St Helens bench, just the conventional thing in rugby league these days. John Harrison's gone on to spell George Mann, give him a rest. Mann not played very much rugby in the past few weeks. Leeds obviously happy with the way things are going. They feel the defence hasn't been fully tested. They're anxious to get Jim Fallon back on.
Oh, and it's a good run by Chris Joyner. These St Helens forwards looking to have a yard of extra pace on Leeds. Moving it well now, Shane Cooper. The kick, not exactly coming off, but Mr. Holroyd giving a penalty again for John Holsworth, giving the penalty there for offside, Joe.
Yeah, he just put his hand up. It was obviously an offside position when he did. A little chip kick knocked it down. The referee's given a penalty and a kickable chance.
Tommy Martin then looking to level the scores. Coming in, that left foot swings the ball around, but just to the left of those posts. A difficult kick for Martin, a tricky kick. Just keeps Leeds with that 2-point difference. Holroyd, long kick. Picked up by Hunt and dumped to the floor by Schofield. These two second rows for St Helens now, Pickett and St John's, having plenty to say in the game, Joe.
They're playing very well. You know, they've had their injuries in the season. They've come back into the game, and they're both running very, very strong. They're also two players that like to run out wide. They've both got speed. Coupled with their aggression and the size, very dangerous players to have in your side.
Plenty of scoring potential in both of these two sides, bristling with talents. Jonathan Griffiths, the Welshman. Rapati, back to Andy Dannett. Tommy Martin, it's a high kick. Alan Tate coming under it. Oh, he misses it, and it's picked up by Jonathan Griffiths. Mistake there by Alan Tate. St Helens now on the attack. to Cooper. He's got an overlap on this side. Rapati to Alan Hunt. Good tackle. Good tackle here on this side, but still Saints close to that line. Gannett. Leeds did well to move in there, but St Helens on the attack. Chris Joint can't get away. Good tackle by Holroyd. Leeds under intense pressure, leading 8-6, but Saints calling the shots here now. John Harrison. Good spell here from the Lancashire men. Martin, Cooper. Schofield did well to come up there, but still Martin gets the ball to Rapati. He's having a charge himself. He's got Shane Cooper with him. Can't get the ball away. On the sixth tackle. Chris Joint with the little grubber kick. Oh, Gary Schofield positioned himself well there, Joe, didn't he?
He read that very, very well, but it was a great tackle from Chris Joint to force him to be tackled in the in-goal area. Chris Joint puts a little kick through there and follows his own kick up well to put Gary Schofield under pressure and tackle him behind his own line.
And here we can see Gary Schofield takes a knock into the ground, just receiving attention. He's wearing the headgear. He had a nasty ear infection earlier in the season. Certainly Leeds coach Doug Lawton will want to see this man back to full fitness. The Great Britain skipper, 44 test caps to his credit, revealing all his experience there. And a dropout from Holroyd. Pickavance. St Helens really storming back now in this second section of this first half after that flurry from Leeds at the beginning. Andy Dannett. Saints switching this ball from wing to wing. Cooper to Paul Loughlin. Loughlin going himself. Two big centres, Loughlin and Rapati. Cooper again directing operations. Pickavance. Still Leeds have not put him down. The last tackle in this sequence. On the short side, Cooper. Little grubber kick again, but again well picked up by Leeds. Francis Cummins there. Alan Tate. I think Leeds would do well just to hold the ball and settle the game down, Joe.
Yes, they've soaked up an awful lot of pressure in the last 10 minutes. And there's possession and the territorial advantage which really reflects that. St Helens have really come back into the game, not only with that try but also having the joy of having so much possession.
I saw Leeds soak up plenty of problems, and Doug Lawton just looks a little worried, but I saw Leeds soak up pressure like that against Bradford Northern and come back. Plenty of time left in this match. Alan Hunt. Harrison just returning to action after suffering a broken toe, and Phil Vevers looks to be joining the fray, the Australian utility back. Griffiths trying the run around with Martin. Rapati. Alan Hunt with Cummins. Good tackle. Good battle going on this wing here between Hunt and Cummins, but Saints swinging this ball from wing to wing, well picked up by Martin. Back to Cooper. Deciding not to kick. Pickavance again. Alan Hunt, 10 metres from the line. Oh, Shane Cooper again with a little chip inside. Dwyer's going for it, but Schofield gets there with his foot. And once again, it's Gary Schofield to the rescue from Bernard Dwyer. Good play again.
Beautiful ball skills from the St Helens team there. The little kick by Shane Cooper inside, and if Gary Schofield hadn't been in the right place again, That would have been another 4 points for St Helens.
And Phil Beavers on for Ian Pickavance. Leeds once again having to drop out from beneath the post, and Phil Beavers, his first touch. Harrison doing plenty of work at first receiver. John Harrison, the question of whether his fitness can hold. He's been out for some time. But there's one who's been playing regularly, Andy Dannett, and relishing this battle. The switch to the right, Jonathan Griffiths, Rapati, back inside to Paul Loughlin. Oh, a crunching shoulder tackle there from Harvey Howard. But still Saints moving in well to Phil Beavers. Desperate defence here by Leeds, magnificent tackling stint, but Saints still on the attack. Martin to Joint. The ball flicked back, it's still in play to Harrison. Loughlin, Griffiths. Innes and Hanley knew well, and that's relief, Joe, for Leeds.
They held them out very, very well then. There was some tackles going in from all over the place. St Helens keeping the ball alive. Leeds managed to hang on.
The news from the St Helens bench of Ian Pickavance. Ian Pickavance has got knee ligament trouble, damage to his left knee. There's an ice pack on it, so the change wasn't entirely voluntary.
Leeds certainly need to cross the halfway line for a change. They've been under tremendous pressure, but Saints, good tackling, keeping them down here. Richie Ayres crashing in, and there we see the damage. The ice pack on the knee. Pickavance out of the game. Gary Schofield at last forcing St Helens back, forcing David Lyon back into this corner, but he does well to get that ball to Alan Hunt.
Psychologically, Ray can work against a team to have so much pressure and not put points on the board. St Helens really had all the possession, all the ball then in the territory, in Leeds territory, and it would have been much better for them to come away with a couple of points.
Griffiths to Phil Beavers. And Richie Ayres in trouble with a knee. Oh, and Andy Dannett pounds into Harvey Howard, gets that ball to Anthony Sullivan. Sullivan finding some space. Ayres back into the fray. Griffiths, Cooper, good ball to Loughlin. Loughlin, superb pass to Rapati. This is good rugby. He's got Martin on his inside as Lyon. Oh, he delayed the pass a split second, and Alan Tate comes away with it. Joe has a chance gone begging there for St Helens.
Definitely, that was a scoring chance that should have been taken. Dave Lyon there threw the dummy, and then he actually turned Alan Tate the wrong way. He gave the pass. Tommy Martin put it to ground. That was a scoring chance that really should have been taken, Ray, in a semi-final.
But was there any need for the dummy, Joe?
Well, I don't know, Alan Tate did very well to hold off there and just put that little bit of doubt in Dave Lyon's mind whether he should have gone for the try or passed it.
And a kick to touch that didn't find the touch and puts pressure back on Leeds. Alan Hunt, oh, but a flying tackle there by Gary Mercer.
Here we see now from the replay, Dave Lyon threw the dummy there, Alan Tate actually taking it. When he did decide to pass the ball, it was just a little bit low. Tommy Martin put it to ground.
Griffiths, plenty of action here then at Central Park. Leeds in the lead, 8 points to 6. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Bernard Dwyer in this first half. Leeds having great difficulty in getting out of this 20-metre area. Shane Cooper directing operations in midfield. David Lyon, look for support, he finds the gap, he's got Chris Joint. Still Saints moving forward, down on that left. Cooper, the switch to Harrison, he's 6'5" lad, he can reach. Just fell short. Tommy Martin with that grubber kick again, and once again Leeds saved, this time by the boot of 17 years old Francis Cummins. 3 times we've seen that kick.
It was a lovely weighted kick too. Jonathan Griffiths was ready to pounce on that ball.
I think Saints coach Eric Hughes has been looking at the videos near Saints line, Joe, for this grubber kick.
Yeah, there's quite a few of the kicks been on the ground. But from really a play that looks disorganised by St Helens, suddenly out of the disarray, one player will make a break and put the pressure right back on Leeds.
And yet, after all this pressure, it still leads in the lead, Joe.
That's right. As I said, psychologically, it can go against a team to have so much pressure and not score.
Still going down that left, and once again the little grubber kick. Tate, tackle in the in-goal area.
He's earned his wages this afternoon, Alan Tate. He's worked hard at the back there to keep St Helens out.
There we see Alan Tate, picked it up well. But it's a dropout as we approach half-time from Holroyd. Picked up by Shane Cooper. Saints looking to snatch that lead if they can before the half-time. Not the best of passes, and a knock-on from Thierry Reparty. I think Bernard Dwyer confused there when Andy Dannett ran across field, and Reparty not exactly expecting this ball, Joe.
No, it was a bad pass really from that to half-back position. Thierry Reparty had his eye on the defence and just put it behind him.
So Leeds head and ball. Donahue to feed. Mr. Holsworth telling Shane Cooper to shut up. A little bit of an argument going on there, but Mr. Holsworth in control. Cummins. Michiers. Leeds, I'm sure, will be waiting for this half-time hooter. They'll certainly need a rest after the tremendous tackling stint they put in. Ellery Hanley looking to inspire the pack up front now.
Every time we've seen in the past, Ray, though, teams soak up so much pressure, then come away with a break and score a point just before the half-time hooter. It could happen again here.
2 minutes into injury time in this first half. Donahue to Schofield, putting some height in the ball. Lyon approaching to Griffiths. Will sensibly hold on to it, I think. Well, a knock on. Jonathan Griffiths appealing to the touch judge. He felt that the ball was ripped out, but really he should have just gripped that ball tight.
Here in the tackle there, maybe there was an arm in Gary Mercer just pushing the ball. I think Jonathan Griffiths had a fair claim there.
Yes, I think we saw Gary Mercer knock the ball there, Joe, but it's... And Joe Lydon here sitting alongside me. You don't seem exactly bothered who meets you at the moment, Joe.
Well, no, I'm just enjoying the game as it's played. With 2 points in this match, it could go either way in the second half that I'm really looking forward to watching.
Jim Fallon back, fit and strong, and already in the action, driving in. Plenty to prove. Had a good season, 13 tries this year. Neil Harmon. And Leeds, Joe, will want to find that early attacking rhythm that they had in the opening quarter of this game.
That's right, they started the first 10-15 minutes in a really fast, positive fashion, but then St Helens took over, and Leeds, as you say, will want to get back in the stride and run at St Helens for a change.
Leeds moving into the action. Holroyd almost caught by Tommy Martin, but still gets his kick in. Picked up easily by David Lyon. And Doug Lawton, well, he will have had plenty to say. No doubt he will have congratulated Leeds for the defensive work. But I think he'll want to see some attack. Andy Dannett getting through a lot of work. Dannett to Griffiths to Reparty. Alan Hunt. being forced inside by Cummins. Dwyer, Cooper, still moving forward. It's this man Cooper who's setting up all the attack for Helens. And Eric Hughes, 7 times a visitor to Wembley himself. The chip from Martin. Oh, it's bobbling, bouncing about, but once again, it's Leeds cover to the rescue, this time in the shape of Holroyd. They certainly have employed the sweeper to good effect, Joe.
They've had to do though, Ray, because St Helens have kicked so well. Those little deft kicks into the in-goal area of Leeds have meant that they've had to cover very, very well to stop St Helens coming up with the point.
And the news from the dressing rooms at half-time is that Eric Hughes, the St Helens coach, feels that they've done extremely well towards the end of the first half, but he thinks they should be 10 points at least in front. On the other hand, Leeds coach Dougie Lawton thinks they've taken St Helens' best shots. They think that if they get the ball this second half, they're going to win the game.
But it's still St Helens continuing as they left off in that first half. Andy Dannett down this left-hand corner, driving in just over 10 metres from the Leeds line. Saints switching it left to right to Martin. Martin to Cooper. Cooper again, trying to launch those backs. Puts the long pass in. Play on, says Mr. Holsworth. Hunt in possession to Griffiths. And Hanley does a good job there. He spotted that pass going back. Snuffed out the danger. Chris Joynes not managed to escape the clutches of Leeds down the flanks as yet. Dwyer launching Dannett. Saints edging nearer to that Leeds line. How long can this Leeds defence hold? Martin, Cooper again. The pass to Loughlin. Loughlin, oh, he just couldn't hold it, could Rapati. Rapati annoyed with himself. He knew once again the chance come begging.
St Helens throwing the ball out wide. They had the numbers too, and if the party had hung onto that ball, he had Dave Lyon and Alan Hunt outside and could have used them both to good effect.
And just look at that, Joe. 3 scrums in what? 44 minutes.
It just shows how much open rugby's been played this afternoon. Tremendous display by both teams.
And how long, Joe, can Leeds hold out with this defence?
Well, the half-time talk by Dougie must, as Richard said, put the emphasis on attack. They've got to get out of their own half, really, and put some pressure on the St Helens defence.
But all credit to the Saints defence itself. They are putting the tackles in when Leeds try to break out. And here is an attempt from Harman. Powerful run and an equally powerful tackle from Bernard Dwyer. Richie Ayres, a lot of work needed now from this Leeds pack. Assembled by Doug Lawton over the past 3 seasons. Ellery Hanley. And I think a decision against Ellery Hanley there. Mr. Holsworth, the judging that he was tackled, that he got up, didn't play the ball. And a kick to St Helens.
John Holdsworth, the referee, must have signalled verbally here that the tackle was completed. Ellery got up and passed the ball again.
Both of Hanley's elbows did hit the ground, Joe.
Yeah, I think the tackle was completed. It was a good tackle, but he sprung back up to his feet and released the ball, and you can't do that.
Saints deciding not to have a look for the 2 points, but kicking to touch, keeping the momentum going. Sullivan. Still this red and white machine bears down on Leeds. Non-stop attack for half an hour, St Helens. Dwyer going himself, picked up by Richie Ayres. Oh, huge roars from the crowd. They felt they saw a punch go in there, but certainly didn't Mr. Holsworth. Chris Joynes driving for the line. 5 metres now from that Leeds line, with Leeds still leading 8 points to 6. Griffiths, the long pass to Cooper. Clever pass from Cooper to Dwyer. Can't get the ball away. On the 5th tackle. Martin with that little grubber kick again, and flicked away by Tate. Half a dozen times we've seen that tactic, Joe.
Yeah, good tactic as well. This time, a little bit of a switch on the angle. kicking it back inside, making Alante turn round and diagonally as well to push the ball over.
So, the familiar sight this afternoon of Graham Holroyd dropping out and Paul Loughlin picking up. Cooper, Phil Vevers, 10 seasons at St Helens. Phil Vevers, John Harrison. Oh, looking for the dummy, Harrison going himself. Superb last-ditch tackle there by number 10 for Leeds, Harvey Howard. Almost a try, but Saints again pressing to Cooper. Chris Joynt misses the ball. Picked up by David Lyon. Cooper again, launching every one of these St Helens attacks. Chris Joynt's got the ball out wide. Still Cooper's there for a knock-on. What a fine game is this St Helens skipper having, number 13, Shane Cooper. There he is, he's driving them forward, he's putting out the short passes and the long passes. I said he was slow, but what a brain.
Switch of direction did the trick there. Cooper putting Chris Joynt through the gap. It was Chris who tried to put the ball to his foot and kick it through, but didn't quite come off for him.
But I don't think, Joe, we've seen a defensive stint like this from a side or on grandstand for years.
I certainly haven't. I mean, St Helens, you've got to give them credit for the way they're throwing the ball about, but you also have to look at Leeds' determination to hold them out.
And accuse this St Helens coach, Eric. This is a great display, but you're worried about no points, surely?
Well, absolutely, yeah. I mean, on points we're well on front if it was a boxing match, but unfortunately it's not, and at the moment we're still behind. We're doing everything right, though. I can't do anything about the missed goal kicks and the missed chances, particularly in the first half. But we're doing everything right. We're putting them under a lot of pressure and we're keeping them there, and hopefully eventually they'll crack. But we mustn't relax our defence either, because they've soaked up the pressure at the moment, and if they should happen to break away and score, we've got big problems. But at the moment I'm quite pleased.
Thanks, Eric.
And that's the sort of long kick that Leeds have got to put in to contain St Helens down here and get them away from the Leeds line. Sullivan does well to evade 2 or 3 tackles, and a penalty for crossing. So, after all the pressure on Leeds, a chance for them to increase the lead. Anthony Sullivan accused of crossing there.
Anthony Sullivan there makes a good break out of defence. Phil Vevers has stood there and Harvey Howard can't make the tackle, and that's a penalty.
Yes, we can see here Anthony Sullivan evading men, coming out, and then suddenly he finds Vevers in front of him. And the youngster, Holroyd, to handle the pressure. Only made his debut for Leeds last season. One of 7 apprentices under a government scheme being held at Headingley. Looking for 2 points. And he's missed it. Well, I think that's more an example there of the pressure on these players now. It's really getting through to them. But a chance gone begging there for Leeds, Joe.
It was a chance, and it was just what Eric Hughes had mentioned, that his team, although they had the pressure on the Leeds side, one break and one slip in defence and concentration, I think could have cost them 2 points.
I think apart from it just being 2 points, Joe, it would have been a tremendous psychological boost to the side too.
It would have been. We mentioned that in the first half, with the pressure that St Helens have put on the Leeds pack and the Leeds team. It would be really heartbreaking for them to get a break and make a mistake and let Leeds right back into it.
So, half an hour remaining, still just that 2 points difference in favour of the Leeds side. Gary Schofield. And there's an indication, Joe, 108 tackles by Leeds.
Yeah, phenomenal amount of tackles by the Leeds side, but they've had to do it because St Helens have controlled the ball in that possession.
Alan Tate can't escape the clutches of Phil Vevers. James Lowes trying to force David Lyon back, and a good chase by Jim Fallon. Fallon thankfully looks fit and well now. Lachlan to Dwyer, and Dwyer doing well to gain ground and get his pass away. Saints looking for points, still trailing. Rapati. And again, 58% possession, yet losing.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, really, when you've seen St Helens, if you'd have just switched on and not known the score, to find that they've had so much possession and be still trailing in this game is remarkable.
Knock on. A difficult ball to take for a big man like Chris Joynt. He had to bend rather quickly.
Shinkeeper throwing the long ball out, he just dipped. Chris Joynt there, fumbled it at his feet.
Indicative of the speed of this game, just 5 scrums to date. All going with the head, and this one with Leeds head and ball again. The switch to Iro. Well, Iro to Craig Innes. Innes trying to go around him. Oh, and he does, and he launches Cummins. Well, he did well to come inside, but he's finally forced into touch. He said he couldn't help himself.
Kevin Iro caused all the problems here, released Craig Innes, after having 2 men try and make the tackle on Iro. But then great defence by St Helens, pushed the winger over the touchline.
I think the experience here of Phil Vivers, not only does he put him down, but he knows he wants him over that touchline. So Saints the head and ball with Alan Hunt. Chris Joynt. Good run from Joynt there. Played for Great Britain last week against France at Carcassonne. John Harrison. Ooh, a little bit of a wild pass. Picked up by St Helens, not a knock-on. James Lowes looked to the referee for the decision. Dannett. Saints must be getting a little desperate now, must be getting a little frustrated. All the attack, all the running, yet the points not coming. Tommy Martin. Oh, just bounces into touch. Any change of tactics, you might think, by St Helens, Joe, to get these points?
I don't think so, Ray. They just have to keep putting the pressure on, keep taking it to the lead side. I think now at this point of the game, it's an important time for Shane Cooper really to take his troops and say, listen, you know, we've had all the pressure, let's keep it going and try and get a score.
Would it be worth picking up a couple of drop goals?
Possibly anything to break it up. I don't think they'll actually go for that, though. They'll try and get the try and you know, force the 4 points against Leeds.
And John Doherty, the Wigan coach, an interested spectator, obviously weighing up tactics for Wembley. Iro. Oh, that's a risky pass. And a knock-on. Well, not the most sensible of passes there from Kevin Iro, on your own line, under pressure.
Well, Dougie Lawton's heart must be in his mouth when this ball went out. Kevin Iro threw a ball out to Craig Innes, dropped it. If that had gone to hand to a St Helens hands, that would have been the 4 points we talked about.
And what it will mean is another sequence of 6 for St Helens on this Leeds line. The switch with Martin, but a good tackle by Innes. Spotted the pressure there. Rapati going himself. 4 tackles left in this sequence. Dwyer looks to Dannett. 4 or 5 times we've seen Dwyer and Dannett launching themselves from this acting half-back position. John Harrison edging nearer. Leeds desperately holding on to this lead. Dwyer again to Cooper. Picked up by Dannett and Griffiths. Martin, he's got an overlap on this side. He's going himself. Oh, he's nobody to pass it to on the inside. But Saints using the left. Out here in the corner. Oh, and he's in. Sullivan. Well, he's not giving the try. Anthony Sullivan thought he'd scored. So did those spectators. But not so, according to Mr. Holsworth. And Leeds bringing the ball away desperately. Another chance gone begging, Joe.
This is a lovely long ball out. The gap was there. Anthony Sullivan bounced the ball down. He didn't get downward pressure on the ball, and it wasn't a try. It was a great decision by the referee.
So once again, Saints fluff a chance and Leeds live again. 56 minutes gone, 2 points in the lead, 8 points to 6 by Leeds. A game not for the weak of heart, not for the nervous. Gary Schofield trying to drive Leeds forward. Ellery Hanley picked up well by Shane Cooper. David Lyon. Bernard Dwyer once again coming away from that in half-back position. He spotted a few gaps there in that Leeds defence, Joe, hasn't he?
He's been very solid in the game. When the pass has been there, he's delivered it, and when the run's been on, he's taken the chance.
Shane Cooper working hard in midfield, trying to use that sleight of hand the Kiwi has. Dannett. Still St Helens come forward, yet whenever they get to that Leeds line, something goes wrong. Phil Vivers. Tommy Martin trying the up and under. Alan Tate is the man underneath, and he takes it well. Catches the knee of Alan Hunt at the same time, but no injury. How can Leeds get away from this line, Joe?
They have to try something. They're going to have to look to the inspiration of Ellery Hanley, Gary Schofield, to try and put something on, create a move in midfield, and get people like Iron Innes away on the outside.
They've not exactly put a good kicking game on, Joe, have they?
They haven't. I thought in the second half, with this sun so low in the sky and difficult for the full-back, for Dave Lyon to watch the ball, I thought they might have put a bit more air to the ball, but they haven't even used that tactic. But then again, they haven't had that much possession.
Gary Schofield then, let's see what he can do with this one. Now that has some height, but David Lyon adjusts well to it. Harrison. And George Mann warming up, coming back into the action. Cooper. Vivers. Cooper again to Griffiths, to Dannett. Warm work out there for these forwards. The sun still beating down. Possibly the best day of the season so far.
The pace seems to have slowed a little bit, Ray. Both teams obviously feeling the effect of this warm weather and the pressure and the tension in the game.
That was well judged by Alan Tate, and that's a superb run. Now then, he's got plenty of pace as Tate, but David Lyon does well to get across. Wonderful run by the Leeds fullback. The first time we've really seen him have a chance in attack. And he shows his paces, but good tackle by David Lyon.
The two full-backs in action here. Alan Tate with the ball in attack, and Dave Lyon coming across for St Helens with a great tackle in defence to force him into touch.
Mr. Holdsworth, not exactly happy with that. George Mann once again back on the pitch, this time for Andy Dannett. So Eric Hughes spelling his forwards and giving Mann another go. Rapati ahead on here with Hunt and Cummins. Cummins puts him down. And here is George Mann, fresh, not exactly fully fit, just 40 minutes rugby in the last 3 months. Vivers. A high tackle there from Mercer, but evaded. Chris Joint. And Mr. Holsworth is giving a penalty for that high tackle by Mercer. He allowed advantage. Do you think it's worth St Helens having a go at goals, Joe?
Yes, and that's exactly what they're doing. Tommy Martins took the option to have a go. That was Gary Mercer. They're going a little bit high, above the collar, on Phil Beavers.
And indicative of how fast this game is, Mr Holsworth having a drink of water there from Jeanette Smith, the Saints physio. So, a chance now for Tommy Martin to level the scores. Not the easiest of kicks, into the sunlight. 45 metres out. He strikes it, that left foot. It's there! Oh, a tremendous effort from Tommy Martin. He struck it sweetly, and after all that pressure, well, it's not a try, but it's a goal kick that puts the sides level. St Helens 8, Leeds 8.
This is a pressure kick, if ever I've seen one. Struck it beautifully, straight between the posts, and that's lifted St Helens. They might only be level now, but I'm sure they feel like they're in front after that.
Paul Loughlin. "17 minutes remaining then to see which one of these two sides will face Wigan at Wembley." George Mann. Well, should Mr Holsworth have played advantage? Perhaps the whistle a little too early there for Leeds. Holroyd, Iro, trying to launch the big Kiwi down the middle. Gary Rose, substitute. James Lowes. And which one of these two coaches is going to go to Wembley?
And Andy Dennett on the St Helens bench. Andy, this is terribly close. How's it going to go?
Well, if we can hold them out, I think, well, they're in it.
Up there is the man, Ellery Hanley! Oh, after all the defence, Ellery Hanley races in for a try. We talked about his Wembley experience early on. The man, 33 years of age tomorrow, yet in the right position at the right time. Support play supreme. Ellery Hanley.
This is the first real chance, maybe the second that Alan Tate's had to attack. Picks the ball up beautifully from his toes, cuts inside, and there's Ellery Hanley, as always, in support to go by the side of the post for a try, which must break the hearts of St Helens.
Yep, and we can see Hanley, just look at that sudden burst of pace there. Supremely fit athlete, and he picks up the try. And after all that pressure from St Helens, Leeds hit back. Graham Holroyd looking for the conversion. His nerves settled, the 2 points are there. So Leeds open up a bigger margin now. 14 points to 8, but I have a feeling that this match is not yet over yet.
The ball comes left here across the line. You see the short pass, Alan Tate comes into the line, picks it beautifully off his feet, steps inside the St Helens cover. One look to the right hand side, you know Ellery Hanley is going to be there or thereabouts, collects the ball and his power and speed takes him over the line.
St Helens bringing number 12 there on our screens. Pickavance back on the field for Harrison. Gary Rose driving in. Oh, Howard losing the ball. A bad time to lose it, Joe, because the Leeds forwards really were on a little bit of a high then.
Yeah, they're on a roll, and as well, having just scored the try, really, the thing you want to do there is consolidate possession, keep it for 5 tackles, and then kick it down the field.
And a little attention there from Jeanette Smith, the Saints physio, for the hero of St Helens, Tommy Martin, the one with the points. Griffiths. Misjoint. St Helens not finished yet. Leeds, more defensive work to do. George Mann to Cooper. Cooper this time to Loughlin. Loughlin to Rapati. He's got Hunt on the outside. It's the kick and the chase from Hunt, but into touch. Good battle there between Alan Hunt and Cummins. And we can see Leeds, Joe, just eased back a little bit in the second half.
Yes, they've took Dougie Lord's advice at half-time and put a little bit more pressure on St Helens, got back in the game, and that try by Ellery Hanley could see them go to Wembley. But as you said, Ray, this game's by far not over yet.
I think it was those 2 good kicks from Leeds that really put them back in the St Helens 20-metre area.
Yeah, it relieved the pressure from Leeds. It took them out of that half, just put them in the sunlight a bit in the St Helens half of the field, and enabled them to really capitalise on it and score the try later on.
Leeds, James Lowes, sensibly just holding on to the ball here. Well, I've not seen that before. The boots, the studs are locked. Back to Holroyd. That trusty left boot spreading David Lionel across the field. And the chase from Craig Innes. Alan Hunt back to George Mann. Saints desperate now. They've got to move this ball about. They've got to pick up a try or 2.
They have, but they mustn't panic. They mustn't play panic football yet. Both teams are tiring, and the gaps are going to come.
And Pickavance losing the ball. St Helens will be looking to put the passes out now, looking to put the pass round the man. That's when handling headers occur. We can see though 8 errors to St Helens, but of course they've had by far the bulk of the possession. £10,750 to the losers of this semi-final, but of course neither chairman of the clubs wanted to pick that up. Lowe's. Some sensible forward play from Leeds in this last 5 minutes, Joe.
Yes, they've just been advancing the ball slowly but surely.
Just 10 minutes remaining now. Leeds holding on to that try and a goal difference. 14 points to 8. Jim Fallon. Howard. Oh, a good strong driving run by Howard. He's going for the line himself. Good tackle by David Lyon. Excellent cover tackle by the St Helens fullback. But it's Leeds now, swinging it about. Holroyd. He's got Schofield outside him. Decides to come back. Switch with Alan Tate. Saints turn now to be under pressure. Hanley. A strong, powerful man is Hanley. Tremendous upper body strength. Pure athlete. The little... Oh, it just evades Jim Fallon. Well, that was well worked. That was well tried. Unfortunate for Leeds.
Little kick through there. If Fallon had been maybe a yard faster, a yard quicker to the ball, that would have been a try. I think this, actually Leeds took the wrong option there. When Ellery Hanley went right, if they'd have gone towards the middle of the field, perhaps tried the drop goal, that 1 point could be crucial at the end of this game.
Pickavance. Neil Harmon limbering up again. Griffiths, joints, trying to force a way through, but no way through. Good cover tackle by Holroyd and Howard. Leeds at the moment then justifying the tag of the millionaires of rugby league. Some terrific big money buys. People like Ellery Hanley, Craig Innes, Iro. Tommy Martin trying to keep Saints down this corner. Tate. Ooh. Oh, and well done by St Helens. Alan Tate a little lax there.
For the youngsters watching this game, this is how to do it. Not only you put a great kick in, but you follow up your kick and make a superb tackle behind the line.
Don't think Alan Tate was expecting Tommy Martin to follow up there. Spotted a gap down the left-hand side, well filled by Fallon. Martin, good ball to Griffiths. Griffiths looking again for a gap, but that was a good tackle by Richiers. Certainly this Leeds defence has been tried and tested, whatever St Helens has thrown at it. Cooper, opening on this left, Pickavance, loses his footing, still gets the ball back to Griffiths. And the fifth tackle. Saints, of course, need 6 points to force a draw. Ropati, Cooper. Saints desperate to throw or kick this ball around. Can't go for a drop goal. So it'll be Leeds head and ball from this scrum. Just 6 minutes remaining in this silk-cut second semi-final. Leeds in the lead, 14 points to 8. And Harvey Howard coming off, had a good, strong game, and being replaced by former Warrington favourite Neil Harmon. And the substitution there, Joe, it's quite a clever one. It gives the pack a breather, doesn't it?
It gives the whole team a breather, you know, and bringing the player back on the field. I think Dougie Lawton spaced the substitutions very, very well this afternoon.
Harvey Howard having a well-earned rest. Leeds will not want to make a mistake with this ball here. 5 minutes remaining. They'll want to play through this tacklers and then kick this ball as far downfield as possible. Richiers. Holroyd. Schofield. Oh, little bit of a wild pass, but picked up by Innes. A good ball. He's got Cummins down that left. Cuts inside well. Kevin Iro. He's got Hanley inside him. And Ellery Hanley is going to go in for his second try of the afternoon. Ellery Hanley. Surely that now is Wembley beckoning for Leeds. The excitement in that Leeds crowd. Tremendous try, and Ellery Hanley, the world's greatest rugby league player for the past decade, on hand yet again.
From inside their own 20-yard area, Leeds decided to throw the ball out. It wasn't a great pass initially, but then Craig Innes releases the wingman. Kevin Arrow's on his inside, and there again, as always, is Ellery Hanley to finish off a great move and a try that must surely take Leeds to Wembley.
But this was a tremendous positional play once again from this supreme athlete, Ellery Hanley. He's watching all the time, but he knows he's in for the try.